Right, George Rose, mate. What a night! What a performance from Nikita Tszyu'S.
Oh, absolute star performance and a great night. I don't think we've had a bad night in Newcastle, and yeah, Nikita just made the night.
What was going through your head, I guess, in that first round when Nikita went down?
Um, I, I was nervous. I was nervous. It put me straight to the edge of my seat straight away. You could just see Dylan Biggs looked good. He looked really good. He looked really strong. He looked really confident in the ring, and that right that he was throwing, it looked like damage. It looked like damage, and when Nikita caught it and then caught it again and went down, I really got to the edge of my seat, and I was amazing that he was able to get through that round, given there was still plenty of time on the clock. Got through the round and survived because Dylan was still fresh with plenty of power.
Yeah, he showed good composure in there to get back up and steady the ship.
Yeah, and look, I admire people that are able to do that. I don't know how you do that. How do you do that with a guy that big still coming at you and applying the pressure to you? And I am glad that I was sitting next to Tim for the fight because I like listening to him and his messages and his reactions, and he was confident that Nikita was able to bounce back, and it gave me confidence, and it was beautiful to watch.
Tim seemed quite emotional after the fight, and Nikita as well. This win meant something to those boys.
Yeah, and I think Tim often gets more emotional watching Nikita than he does, for his own fights. That's his little brother. That's his little brother in there, and he's fighting in Tim's division, and I know that every punch Nikita takes, he wants to get on the back end of it, but he's he's a great support. Look, if you've got to have someone in your corner, who better than having the current world champion? They're giving you advice on what to do and how to deal with adversity, and but Nikita obviously does his own work as well to put him in the position that he's in.
What does he do now, do you think? Obviously, there's talk of that Vegas card and this and that, but what sort of fights would you like to make for Nikita?
First thing I think for Nikita is rest after a great year. He's had a great year, and to finish it with the Australian title, that's it's something that we need to celebrate and let him recuperate for a little bit. But we'll catch up very soon and plan out the next 12 to 18 months. I know usually I'm looking well ahead for my fighters, but with Nikita we were just sort of building towards this moment and building towards that Australian title and getting that. And it's been a very busy year for him, a very active year for him. And to get to that and achieve that now we can really sit down and talk seriously about where he's at with the level that he's at and where he goes to next. Dylan Biggs is of a very high calibre, I believe, and the fact that Nikita was able to knock him off says that he's ready for the next calibre of opponents. And whether we're looking at regional titles or whether we're looking at rankings or whether we're just looking at continuing to grow with the right opponents to improve him as a fighter, that'll be the conversations that we have over the coming weeks.
How do you sort of look back on this week and the back and forth that sort of went on, and over the ring walks, and are things sweet now with Team Biggs?
I think everything happens for a reason. You've got to stand up for your team. You've got to have a voice for your team, and Brendan Smith and Team Biggs, they've been around the sport for a long time, and they know they were standing up for what they believed what was right. And I've got no problems having these conversations, but we do things for a reason, and we landed in a situation where I thought the night ran really well. We got the result in the end, but I thought the night went perfectly, and regardless of the chat leading up to it, it made for a great night. Still full respect to the Biggs team and Dylan Biggs as a fighter. Absolutely. He's still got a huge career ahead of him, without a doubt, whether it's at this weight or up at the next weight. he's got a huge career ahead of him, and he's got a great team around him. So I think he'll do very well.
A couple of upsets on the card tonight as well.
Well, I don't know, whether you call them upsets. Maybe the way they ended was an upset, but they, I thought they were really well matched fights, and there was a few of them where I genuinely sat there and wondered which way they'd end. And I think Brendan Gratch, Liam Talavera, great fight. It was, and I believe Liam's a great heavyweight, so it's. So I guess you could call that one an upset the way that it finished. I didn't think that it'd finish in that spectacular fashion early in the second round. Munir Fati, again, someone with really big raps, and expected a big future of him as well. But Joel Pavlidis is a hell of a fighter, and he comes to fight every time, and that's what he did. No matter what Munir was throwing at him, I think he just came back at him with volume, and he didn't quit. He just kept coming, and again, that was one of them really close fights that could have gone either way. But I think Joel, you can't argue that he got the win in the end.
Now, what's next for the year? One more card or?
One more to go, December 15. So. That's just capping off what I think's been a great year of boxing here in Australia, and a great year for No Limit. So we're looking to finish with a bang, with some big results, with some good fights, and really celebrate the year that we've had. And come and celebrate with us.
Thanks so much, George.
Thank you.